In this lesson, we are going to take a look at how to mate two parts using the coincident mate. But if you would like to work along with me, go into your working files folder and open these two part files, the base plate and the angle bracket. On my screen, you'll see I am in the part environment, so we want to go into the assembly environment. I'll select the file dropdown and then make assembly from part. Once I'm in the assembly environment, I'll select the base plate from the Open Documents window, select a point on the screen, and the base plate is inserted. Next, I'll insert components, select the angle bracket, and let's position it to the left of the base plate. And now we are ready to add the coincident mate. I'll go to the assembly ribbon, select the mate icon, and the property manager opens. I am going to select the top face of the base plate and the bottom face of the angle bracket. And notice when I select the bottom face of the angle bracket will move, so it's coincident to the top face of the base plate. You'll also notice I receive a pop-up toolbar and coincident is highlighted. And the same is true in the property manager. To apply this coincident mate, I can either select the green check mark in the pop-up menu or in the property manager. Either way, you'll see it applies the mate and then it clears the window so you're ready to select the next items to mate. Now I am going to mate the front face of the bracket to the front face of the plate. I'll add a coincident mate and do the same to the two end faces. Now, if we close out of the property manager, and if I try to move the bracket, notice the message I receive. The selected component is fully defined. It cannot be moved. And if you also take a look at the feature manager design tree, we no longer have the negative sign in front of the angle bracket. However, if I suppress one of those mates, notice the negative sign returns because the bracket is no longer fully defined. Now, I mated three faces in this example. It's also important to note that you can mate planes. So I am going to delete these three mates, move the bracket off the base plate. Now let's mate the front plane of the base plate to the front plane of the angle bracket. And we'll do that with a coincident mate. Next, I'll mate the bottom face of the bracket to the top face of the base plate. And then the two end faces. So you see you can use planes to mate two components. So right now we've taken a look at the use of planes and faces for mating components using the coincident mate. You can also mate edges and points. So I'm going to insert another angle bracket, and this one will insert to the right, and then hold down the right mouse button and rotate it around. I'll begin by mating the bottom face to the top face with a coincident mate. And then mating this edge to this edge with a coincident mate. Now if I stop right there, you'll see the part can still move in this direction here based on the mates I've applied. So I'll select this edge and this edge, add a coincident mate, close out of the mate property manager, and then collapse the feature manager design tree, and you'll see the two angle brackets are fully defined. So this will finish up our lesson on coincident mates, and now we're ready to take a look at another type of mate.